As an influencer, do you ever wish there was a way to have curated content posted to your social media accounts like Twitter or Facebook that was relevant? Or do you ever struggle with finding content that is relevant for your audience to help establish you as an influencer or as a leader or an authority in your specific niche? Well, on today's episode of 168 TV, we take a look at the tool called Quuu. Quuu. Oh, I did it again. Quuu. There's 3 U's. I know that much. And how it can help bridge that gap. Stick around. Yes, if there's anything that it can be frustrating for me is the fact that some days I just don't have the time to go out and find great content. And there's always the concept of somebody, having other systems that automatically throw things into my social media accounts or to be posted. But oftentimes I'm very nervous about that because they're kind of automated. They're not really looked at. They're not studied, anything like that. So I never know what, if I was to ever do that, I wouldn't know what was actually going to get posted. And it's a feeling of, I guess, less control, if that makes sense. And I don't want to have an automated system, I guess, kind of do that for me. Well, there is this tool that I want to talk to you today about called Quuu, Quuu. All right, I got it right. That is just, it's surprisingly very good. And though there is a piece of automation in this, this is actually something that is actually hand curated. If we go to their website and take a look at their homepage here, it's not machines. It's hand curated content suggestions for social media. And what they do is they go out and based on what topics or categories of content that you are interested in, they go out and hand curate content, like curate the content that's out there, and then they push it to your Buffer account. So you would need a Buffer account, which, if you don't know what that is, Buffer is an automatic scheduler to post to your social media accounts. They send that to Buffer, which then gets pushed out to your social media following automatically throughout the day, but in a scheduled way. Now, so that part is automatic, but the content is hand curated, and that makes a huge difference. And it's chosen by you in the sense of what category of content you want. And so, just to take a look at this, if I'm going to go now to my dashboard, and so this is actually content that. Sorry, if I go to my home screen here, this is the content that's been pushed out to my social media accounts. But if I go to categories, what I'm able to do is I'm able to go in here and I'm able to select different categories that I want to push out there. And honestly, this seems to get more and more specific over time. And actually, one I'm going to select here that I just see now that I really like to highlight is conversion rate optimization, and have that scheduled to be posted out. So I set up the categories of what I want, and like I said, what happens is Quuu goes out and has all these different articles. You can see they have different articles for each different types of topic here, and then they publish that or push that to my Buffer account. And so I don't necessarily have the craziest following on Twitter, like a huge audience, but I have if you think about 1,000 people, it's not exactly completely small. And so what happens is I can actually see that this content gets pushed out to my Twitter account, and it can be pushed out to my Facebook. I can set it up to do that. Whatever accounts you can connect to your Buffer account, Quuu can obviously publish to those automatically for you. Now, one question is, of course, I know people would say is like, well, I do appreciate the fact that, this is hand curated content, but is it still relevant? I know the category is right. Is it good content? And honestly, I am not talking to you about this, just a week into this or anything like that. I think I've been running this for about a month now. And all the content pieces that I have seen scheduled out that I've taken time to look at, I would say 85% of them are exactly things that I would share. And the other 15% are just kind of general things that I might share or I might not share. And either way, it's still relevant content to what I want to be pushing out. As an online marketing strategist and things like that, this is I've selected a lot of things in marketing that I want to be sharing with the world. And the fact is, Quuu goes out and collects that information or articles and pushes it out. And there's two sides to Quuu here that I'll get into. But I'm pretty sure one of the first questions that people would ask about Quuu is there a cost to this? And that is a great question. So if we scroll down on their homepage a little bit further, you can see that there is two options for the automatic scheduling side of Quuu. And there's the free version, which is 2 posts per day. You can earn more by referring friends, up to 5 interest categories. So you can choose 5 categories that you saw there earlier of categories of content that Quuu will pull from to push out to your buffer account. Otherwise, there is also the option for the $10 a month version, which is up to 10 posts per day, unlimited interest categories. So as you maybe saw on some of the categories, there's going to be some here like ceramics. There's 0 articles inside, so they don't have anything to pull from there. Where somebody else could, if somebody was to put an article in there, obviously Quuu would maybe want to push that out. But if you have 3 categories and there's 0 articles inside, you might only get 1 post a day based on the other 2 categories you have or something like that. So there is some limitations there on how much content does get pushed to your buffer account. I will say one nice thing here, though, that some people would probably appreciate with the $10 a month one is the Quuu daily review email. So they send an email to your email account that says, hey, here's the content that's been pushed to your buffer account that's being scheduled to be posted. And it's a way for you to review those things. And just to showcase this to you, here's one that I have, and it's got 3 pieces of content here. I can go ahead and click on these different links to preview the content to make sure it's relevant. And if I don't like it, of course, I can go to my buffer account and then remove it from the scheduling side of things. So you can do that, and Quuu does a nice job of doing that with their $10 a month version. But I will say that's the first side of Quuu, and there's a second side of Quuu that I would like to get into more and showcase to you that I'm very curious about and feel like I need to do some testing on my own. But Quuu also has this promote section, and how this works is you can have content from your website, or I guess a client's website if you have clients that you would like to promote. And you saw all those different categories. One way of doing this is by telling Quuu, hey, I have this piece of content. And of course, they got to review it. They're hand curators, so they got to make sure everything is up to speed. But you have all these different options of all these different categories of how you can promote things. And so they have different tiers, different reaches that they kind of guarantee you'll have for sure. And this is something I will be studying probably a little bit later and probably have a separate video on. But the concept is cool because obviously I'm connected to Quuu. They're pushing content out. I know there's content that has been pushed out on my account that has been promoted from somebody else. But once again, it's all hand curated. So Quuu's not going to put content out there that's not relevant to that category that you've selected. So hopefully that makes sense and is helpful to you to see the other side of Quuu and how it works. And just to explain a couple things about what has happened since I've started to use Quuu, I was even a little bit skeptical at first. I'm like, I don't know how good this is going to be. I can tell you that now when I log into my Twitter account, on a fairly consistent basis, I am seeing a lot of engagement, a lot of likes, sometimes replies, retweets, and even overall, my Twitter account has started to grow. It's really interesting. And I know there's some just thoughts of, well, it's hand-curated content that's valuable to the people that I want to have following me. It gets pushed out. I know there's a lot of other factors that go into people following you. But I have overall, I know that it has been a big contributor for that. Because before that, it was probably about a tenth of the engagement I would get otherwise. And I have to say, I am very impressed with Quuu, and I'm very curious to see where this goes down the road in the future for them as they maybe find other ways of, I don't know, more, or adding more categories and continue to expand. I think that's just a way that if you want to become an authority on a certain area, this is a way that you can have content curated and sent out to your different social media accounts. If you're an influencer and or a person wanting to become more of an authority in a specific niche, I do recommend you check out Quuu to see if this is a tool / service that can be of value to your business. Otherwise, thank you so much for taking time of your day to watch this video. Hope it's been helpful, showing you some a new service that maybe you didn't know was out there. And as always, you can see more videos from 168 opportunities be posted to 168 TV. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel, and even better yet, I would say you can go to the website and check out more great content at 168opportunities.com. All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Take care. Keep moving forward and keep making the most of the time that you have every single week. Bye-bye. Quuu. There's three U's, and how it can help bridge that gap.